This is your one and only 𝐵𝑒𝑟𝑒81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another informational Valheim video. Today we're talking about the most recent news post about the roadmap changes, Hearth and Home content, and more that was posted on Steam. Let's get to it. So it starts off with, hi everyone. We want to start by thanking you all for the patience and kindness you have shown us since we launched in February. We launched into early access because we want to build the game with you, but never in our wildest dreams could we have imagined how many of you would want to join us on this journey. As we're sure lots of you suspected, we won't be able to deliver our 4 updates this year. Instead, we're now planning to launch Hearth and Home in Q3 of 2021. So for those of you who don't know, that's the 3rd quarter. So it could be any point between July and September. And we are temporarily taking down the roadmap whilst we make some changes. We're sorry it's taken us so long to update you. We weren't prepared for such a large influx of players, and this highlighted 1,000 new problems and bugs that needed to be fixed urgently. I don't know, it didn't seem like they've patched 1,000 bugs since the release of this game, but anyway, our priority has been to make the current experience as stable as possible, and this has meant new content has taken a back seat. Now, they have done a lot of different patches to make the game more stable. Apparently, it was having a lot of issues. I never experienced any of those issues, but lots of people did. To put it clearly, we haven't been able to focus all of our resources on Hearth and Home until May. We hope that one of the reasons Valheim has resonated with so many of you is down to attention to detail. We don't want to launch an update that we're not confident in and that isn't deserving of your time. With that in mind, the new roadmap will be much smaller, but we've made the decision to focus on the big Mistlands update directly after we're done with Hearth and Home, putting aside the smaller updates for now. That being said, we would like to share some of the Hearth and Home content here. This is by no means the complete list, but a taste of what's cooking. So you can see here we got new roofs and windows. So it says here, dark roofs and window hatches. Finally, we have something, or we will have something other than the freaking thatch roof that I'm so tired of seeing. That we actually get like a cool shingled roof. I'm so excited for that. Let me know down in the comments how excited you are for just the new roofs alone. Like, I wish they'd just add those in right now. Rest of this, they can hold off on just give us the new roofs now. Tired of looking at thatch. Then we come down here, we got, you can see there's a chopping block, pots and pans, and then that's new. I don't really notice anything else. Oh, the shelf. Well, I guess this whole shelf is one thing here. I was gonna say the pots and pans in the shelf, but I guess that's all one unit. Let me know if you spot anything else. These shields look like all silver shields with different designs. Yeah, I think that's about all I see here. So let me know if I missed anything, if you spot anything I didn't point out here. So then it says new cooking station extensions, spice rack, butcher table, pots and pans. In addition to this, we've also implemented a new food system that places more importance between boosting health and stamina, making food choices more interesting based on your playstyle. To this end, we've also made some changes to how stamina and health affects your poise in combat. If you want to play a tanky defensive Viking, you should now stock up on health, since this will boost your ability to deflect incoming hits and mitigate damage. That's pretty interesting. I'm very interested to see how this has changed the food system altogether. As many of you know, I have some slight issues with the current food system. I hate mainly just how it drains after you immediately eat. I wish that it would just like hang out until it's ready to tick away, and then when it's run out, it ticks down and you just drop in health and stamina. That's my main complaint with the food system, but it'll be interesting to see how this change here plays out. I think that sounds kind of cool in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Then we have new foods to take advantage of the new system and cooking station extensions. More than 10 new recipes, including ice cream and chocolate smoothie, various wolf meats, and more. Plantable onions with pretty onion flower, so we're going to get a new plantable. We're pretty flexible when it comes to what we want to add to the game, and we're often inspired by a meeting or an awesome comment from the community, which means our roadmap is always going to be fluid. Valheim is also a game about exploration, and we don't want to spoil that feeling of discovery for our players. That said, we do want to be more open with what we're currently working on, even if it's just our artist Robin working on a piece of content that he's enjoying, but that might never make it into the game. Striking a balance between being transparent about what we're working on while at the same time not spoiling it for those who want to discover it for themselves is tough. That is. I mean, you can't sit there and act like that's not a tough thing to do. That's kind of rough because there's a lot of different things that people get butthurt about when you spoil it for them. So that's a rough one. But we think it's important to be more informal and open as an early access game. That is true. That is very true. They need to be much more transparent with what's going on. It would have been nice to know that this was the situation with delay in content back when. Just things like, hey, listen, these patches that we're working on with these fixes are taking more of our time and our resources away. Just something simple like a quick post like that. Just a quick tweet on the official Valheim Twitter saying, hey, looks like we're running into some issues here. We've had to focus more on getting some stability because a lot of players have been having an issue. We want to make sure that that's fixed so that those players can enjoy the game since they spent money on it. You know, we're working on that right now and had to put Hearth Home aside a little bit. Just something like that doesn't spoil anything and does wonders for transparency to let people know what's going on behind the scenes. So I hope they stick to this and they do a better job at being more transparent. Honestly, I'm okay with spoilers. Like this stuff up here, I don't care. Like spoil away. I think it's cool that there's a new food system, gives me something to look forward to. And they did a pretty good job here not spoiling too much about like the exploration of the food system. I think they did a really good job on this because we know that, we're getting these things without spoiling a lot of details. And we can take a look here at the table to see a lot of different things. Like this mug is filled with something different. We have a little like cake or something there. That's bread. We already have that. But this back here, actually, no, you know what? That little berry is on top of the mug. It looks like there's something behind that may be blood pudding. I don't know. That looks like a different soup there, and that might be something different back there in the back. The kebabs are definitely new, and it looks like we have a platter of bacon or something there. You can see it right there and right there. Let me know if I missed anything on here that you may have spotted. But yeah, I mean, like that you don't know what they do. Who knows what they do? Who knows how they're going to affect you with the new system? So yeah, I think they did a really good job of striking that balance on this post, and I hope they do more of this instead of those little annoying teaser shots where it's like super zoomed in and you can't really tell what's going on. And then it finishes up with saying tomorrow, June 11th at 2 p.m. CEST, we will also be heading to the r/Valheim subreddit for an AMA. We'd love for you all to join so we have an opportunity to try to answer as many questions as we can on Hearth Home and the new roadmap. We'll also, of course, be posting our monthly development updates and hotfixes as always. Thank you again for continuing to support us and for your feedback and creativity. I've said it once before, and I'll say it again because a lot of people think when I criticize their style of development that I have a problem with them or have a problem with them taking things slow. And I really don't. I mean, it sucks for a game to take things slow, and it sucks when you can't get content out as fast as you want it to because your player base drops because they get bored. That's naturally going to happen over time. And then eventually when Hearth Home comes out, it will peak again. I don't think it'll ever hit the numbers that it hit before because games usually don't, but a bunch of players will return for a little bit to check out the new content. And then that spike will drop back down again. I do, however, think that they made a big mistake with not having official mod support right from the get-go, and I know many games don't do that when they're in early access, but I think when you release into early access and you aren't able to continuously put out small updates to keep players entertained and keep them coming back for more, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot if you don't have mod support. I feel like the mod support's what keeps those games going and keeps players entertained during those long hauls between content updates. Because if you look at other games, some other games like that are always at the top of the Steam list, for example, Ark Survival Evolved. Ark goes for a very long time, very, very long time between well, you're not getting any new content on it anymore because, well, it's over. But I mean, beforehand, it was a long time between new things and a very long time between expansions and DLCs and all that stuff. But what keeps it at the top all the time is because they have a huge modding community and there's tons of guides out there. So anybody who wants to can just jump into modding the game. I think they shot themselves in the foot by not having mod support on release, knowing that they're going to be slow on all. I mean, they knew they were going to be slow. They say that they want to take their time with updates. That's fine. You know you're going to be slow. You let everybody know you're going to be slow. But deciding not to have mod support and knowing you're going to be slow, I think was just a bad idea for them. But there's no hate for being slow. Like, honestly, I think it's great that they take time and pay attention to detail. I just hope that when they do eventually update or add the Hearth Home update, they see a large influx in players close to what they saw before and people haven't just forgotten about the game. That's one of my biggest concerns. But from what we've seen here, Hearth Home's looking pretty good. Honestly, this gets me really hyped for it, really excited for it. Love the idea of all the new foods. I'm super excited for the roof. Would have loved to have just had that already. Windows are cool, but we can make our own windows. But I like that you can open and close these like a door, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that sub button. I want to give an absolutely massive shout out to and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. You all are fantastic, amazing people. If you would like to join my 𝐵𝐿𝐼 Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.